Do hear you, Eric. We do hear you.
Okay.
Give us a moment. Folks, we have had a, a very interesting day already. So I want everybody to feel welcome here. We are so grateful to have you in our community joining us. I'm going to show you what this day started out with, and we are here with you because we want to be with you. So give me a moment while I get everybody in the room. But this is was happening at Eric and Jillian's place just about 2 hours ago. And so this is outside of their home, a picture. Now we're going to show you the video of what is happening or was happening an hour, 2 hours ago. This was was happening. Here we go. Hold on.
Whole prairie is on fire at Jillian and Eric's house right now. Look at this is their backyard.
So we are so grateful to be here with you. Recognize that Eric and Jillian have had their internet come and go, and they are currently with us right now. And we're hoping that they will be able to stay with us for as long as possible. So Eric and Jillian, we know that you are here in the room. If you're able to join us, we would love to hear from you. We would love to see you if possible. So are you able to unmute? Join us?
Here we are. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Greetings from chilly and simultaneously toasty Illinois, where the weather will get down to about 19 degrees tonight. And and the muting just turned itself on and off. Anyway, the temperature will come down to 19 degrees, and we just have our electrical set back on, so we will finally have some heat.
Folks, we appreciate your patience. Their audio has gone off.
I'm not sure what's happening. We can. Jillian is handling some things and so we've come up with a wonderful concept, whereas I will be closing this year with you with today's presentation, and Jillian, with a very special guest, will be opening in January. Remember that we're going to be taking this 1 week between Christmas and New Year's off, so there will not be the Live and Learn or anything else. Jillian is sending kisses to everyone. And here we all are. So, hey, nice to see everyone. I'm noticing some of the comments. Love and blessings. Hello from my car in the hills of Kentucky. So sorry, my prayers and thoughts are there with you. We're all right. We're not sure how. Actually, the fire rushed in. The fire was about house as we threw the family pictures into the car and drove up and dealt with all of the things and back and forth. Anyway, here we are. So today's presentation, let's just slide into all of that, okay? I'm a little off balance, so you may see me glancing away. I'm not in our usual setup because we had to rearrange some things on the way out the rush. But anyway, today's presentation is called The Big Reveal. The Big Reveal. What could that mean? Well, you know, the word reveal has a lot of meaning to it, a lot of connotations, a lot of interpretation. And the big reveal in this case is, well, let's think about the word reveal, okay? First of all, when we tend to think about it's us, or when we think about the word reveal, we think about something or someone, or maybe even ourselves when we reveal something about ourselves to another person, for example. Rarely do we think about reveal as when we reveal ourself to ourself. Yeah, because we figured, well, we know everything about ourselves, but really, there is a big, huge reveal when we allow ourselves to really see ourselves. So, what is it that we hide behind? How do we hide from ourselves? How do we hide? Well, let's see. First of all, we tend to hide from others. So, how do we do that? Well, we present ourselves a certain way. We have costumes. We dress a certain way, whether it's in the healing realm or whether it's just, out in public, the way we present ourselves, because of fear that others might see through us. Others might see through us to see the fears that we really have about ourselves, our own insecurities. Sometimes we have rituals. In the healing realm, we do rituals oftentimes for the sake of doing the ritual, not so much for the purpose that the for interact with others. Sometimes they're a little ritualistic. In the healing world, we reveal ourselves, or no, I should say, we keep ourselves hidden through approaches of techniques. It's sort of like an exchange of doing instead of being. And we've talked about these things. Protections, those are an interesting kind of a ritual because they keep us in a consciousness that there's something to fear or someone seemingly powerful beyond us that we need to be protected from, who their whole sole purpose is to get us, in this spiritual realm or that physical realm. We add things, we have external objects that keep us in the fear that without them, we're not enough. Present ourselves by so much of our energy focused on not revealing ourselves to others. Sometimes we overlook the fact that we're not revealing ourselves to ourselves. So we're going to get into that a little bit. But you see these costumes, these rituals, these techniques, these protections, these externals, these accoutrements, they're not only attempts to hide ourselves and to present ourselves a certain way to others, but really it's a way we choose to cover up and hide our own fears and insecurities about ourselves from ourselves. And it's easy. It's kind of easy to hide ourselves in other ways as well. And I've played with that. Really, I've had lots of fun with alcohol. I've had lots of fun with sex. I've had lots of escapism. I've had lots of ways of not looking at myself. I've had ways of discovering myself and loving it. I've had ways of getting so secure with that, then I let myself go back and do things when I wasn't watching myself, and then I left them again. We all have ways of not objectively looking at ourselves, some to greater degrees than others. I can only really tell you about mine, and you can only look at yours. But you know, I mean, even the use of, let's say, recreational drugs, it's not. So I'm apparently freezing. And I'm going, yeah, I'm apparently freezing a lot. I'm informed. So I'm going to dial it right out. You stay right where you are. Don't go away. And I'm going to dial it right back in. Okay. Hang on now.
Thank you so much for your patience, everyone. It is very important we stay together. So we're so grateful for all of you. Smiling faces. Yes, everything is as it should be. Yes. So there's something in this for all of us. Being present together. Jillian is in the room with the Wi-Fi. So hopefully we'll be able to hear her soon. Thank you. Okay, they're back. Mm-hmm. Are you there? Okay, Eric was speaking about rituals and protection.
Hi, I'm clicking on. Can you hear me?
Yes.
We are, hold on a second. We're going to be broadcasting off of Jillian's phone. So I'll be back on in just a couple more minutes. I'll let you all chat. I'll be right there.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So as we were saying, Eric was speaking about rituals and protections. How many of you are familiar with those in your life, in your practice, if you've ever studied them before? I know I started out as a Reiki master teacher, so it was very common and very frequent, but we discussed in previous Live and Learns about even I was raised in a Catholic background, and so while we were taught to do the sign of the cross, it was very loving and caring and sharing and part of our whole family dynamic. It was a ritual, and it was something that we did every day, multiple times a day, and it just made us feel better, letting us feel like there was something outside of us that we were asking to come in and protect it, and to protect us with. So recognizing that we have that within us, that we're never alone, that this power is within us, is empowering. And to recognize that we don't need those rituals, those symbols, those crystals, the things that are in the room, in the healing room, to make us more, that we can be whole in our own right without those things, is so very empowering to recognize it's with us always, that we don't need to hang on to those things. So very important. Yes, I hear you. Lexi, you have your hand raised. Would you like to share something? Lexi? Perhaps not. Okay.
No, I'm sorry. That was regarding your last question.
Oh, if you have experienced rituals and protections in your life. Yes. I don't know if there's anybody.
Hi, testing for sound. Can you hear?
We can hear you.
Perfect. Can you see me?
No.
No,
No.
I can see me.
Ah.
She'll have to
I can see
spot
you.
you,
There you are.
Cecilia.
There you are. I see you now. Here we go. Now we can all see
Great.
you.
Hey, everyone. So it's been a day of fun and excitement. I will certainly tell you that. And so let me see where we were. I hope you're laughing along with me. Okay. So anyway, what I was talking about was that, and I'm just going to lower this for my voice, and I know it's a little in the picture, but that's where I like it right now. So sometimes when we think about, the protections we're doing, thank you for your laughter. Really, they do. They keep us in the fear that there's something to fear or someone to fear, be it in this four-dimensional existence, be it in some other dimension, as if there are beings out there whose sole purpose of existence is just to get us. The moment we let our guard down, there they are. Their entire existence is to get you. Alejandro says yes, and medicine. Funny. Anyway, all these things keep us in a certain lack, and by being so much focused on not revealing ourselves to others, we completely overlook that we're not seeing ourselves. So we talked about ways of hiding from ourselves, and no, we're not getting into a heavy discussion about sex and drugs and alcohol. Rock and roll is fun, and I still have some really cool patchouli oil every once in a while. But the reveal, when we reveal ourselves, what's happening is the reveal is the most vulnerable we feel. Revealing ourselves to others is vulnerable, but revealing ourselves to ourselves is the most vulnerable that we feel. And really, in a sense, it's the most vulnerable we become. Now, what's interesting is when we think we're vulnerable, we think that there's something, when we think we're vulnerable, we think that there's something that there's a danger around, but there's not. It just means that we're open. We're vulnerable, but that does not mean that there's something to be concerned about that we are vulnerable to. There is not that. And that's an important distinction. It means that we're open. It's sort of like, an interesting example of this occurs with dogs, or, puppies, or when they start to fight a little bit. And then when one wants the fight to be over, they roll over into the back and they expose their belly. It's the most vulnerable part, but the belly isn't bit, right? Vulnerable, but nothing to be afraid of. It's really a great openness. So revealing ourselves to ourselves, that is where we learn to trust and love ourselves. To reveal ourselves to ourselves is where we get to learn to trust and love ourselves. We're going to play a little bit with this. All right. Understand there's an entire industry. I wanted to call it a cottage industry, but it really has grown some. So we'll call it a large cottage industry. There's an entire cottage industry based on keeping us from seeing ourselves. It's financially vested in keeping us from recognizing our own value. It's financially vested in keeping us from discovering that we have an inherent value. We are inherently of value. Because once we do see ourselves, once we recognize ourselves, then we're going to stop buying what they want to sell us. We won't any longer feel dependent on the objects. We don't need the pyramid hats and the pyramid bed frames and this and that and the others. Once we reveal ourselves to ourselves, there's no desire to hide anything from anyone else either. Once we reveal ourselves to ourselves, we are no longer living in fear that there's a weakness that needs to be defended. You know, people used to say to me, they would ask me in the beginning, how do I deal with all the skeptics? And I said, you know, first I had to overcome my own skepticism. And the funny thing about that is, once you overcome your own skepticism, probably about anything, for me, it was about, were these healings real? No one else's skepticism really seems to matter. Once we reveal ourselves to ourselves, there's nothing really to hide from anyone else. I'm going to say that one more time. Once we reveal ourselves to ourselves, there's an amazing freedom in knowing that there's nothing that we need to hide from anyone else at all. So I would love to take us through a little bit of a meditation. We can do this right where you are, right in your chair, unless you're driving a car. It's not usually a good idea to meditate while you're driving a car. But any kind of a meditation that you would like, we can certainly do right here in your chair where you are. And I'd like to talk us through this, walk us through this a little bit. So here's my suggestion. Let's gently allow our eyes to close. Just allow them. If you're not comfortable with your eyes closed, don't force yourself. I don't want you to feel stressed about closing your eyes, but I believe that if you allow your eyes to close, you'll enjoy it. If you feel the need to open them and glance and peek at something along the way, you're certainly welcome to. Then let them gently close again. Okay? And we're going to take this at a nice, slow, easy pace. This is a questioning meditation, so we're beginning with questions. I will ask a question, and you come up with multiple answers as best you can until I come in with the next one. What about me do I not acknowledge? What about me do I not acknowledge? What about me is there that I do not want to know? Make a list to yourself. What about me is there that I do not want to know? What about me do I not want to see? What about me do I not want to see? If you are a reconnective healing practitioner or a practitioner of any healing techniques, ask yourself, what about me might I not want my clients to know? What about me might I not want my clients to know? And if you're not a practitioner, but you like to receive healings, ask yourself, what about me do I hope that my healing facilitator doesn't discover? What about me might I not want my healing practitioner to know? What about me might I not want my practitioner to see? And if you're a healing facilitator, what about me might I not want my clients to see? Now, taking a nice deep breath. Disappear from all aspects that feel and remind you that we have an awareness that we are in physical form at this moment. Disappear anything that says physical to you. Just go into a state of being, your natural state, the nature of you. And in that state, ask yourself, how might I feel if there were nothing I wanted to hide? Explore being in that space for the next 60 seconds. How might I feel if there were nothing I wanted to hide? Be there. How might I feel if there were nothing left to hide? How might I feel if there were nothing left to hide? Now experience the freedom of wanting to hide nothing and there being nothing left to hide. Explore that freedom and be in that for the next 60 seconds. How would your relationship be different with your partner or your parents or your children or your closest friends if you had nothing you wanted to hide? Nothing. Think of that one thing that you might just want to hide, and if you didn't even want to hide that, visualize your relationships with several people now and explore how they might be different for the next 30, 40 seconds. How much freedom might I feel if I didn't feel the need to present myself in a certain way in any situation? What might life feel like? What might life be like if I didn't feel the need to present myself in any given way, in any situation, except for who I am? How would life be different if I did not feel a need to maintain an image, be it the perfect mom or dad, be it the perfect partner, be it the person who purports themselves perfectly in a given social or day-to-day situation? What might it be like if I did not feel the need to maintain an image? Now experience life as if not only you had nothing to hide, but that you could know that as your very truth, if your very truth, your very essence, you know that there's nothing to hide. See your life being lived as your totally revealed you. Your secrets no longer holding any power. All you are is love and freedom. Experience that existence, no physical, no body. All you are is love and freedom. The reconnective healing experience, your reconnective healing experience is this reveal. It's us in the nature of who we are. The reconnective healing experience is you in and as the nature of who you really are. It's you choosing to be the joy, the love that is your truth and essence. So repeat to yourself in silence. Say to yourself in silence, this is the nature of who I really am. And feel this. This is the nature of who I really am. Not the I, as in I want a piece of candy, but the I am. This is me, choosing to be the joy. Repeat this to yourself in silence. This is me, choosing to be the joy, the love that is my truth and essence. All I am is energy, light, and information. All I am is energy, light, and information. Explore that. Experience that which is more than just an experience. Get ready to come back and join us as the essence of God, the essence of love, the essence of the universe, energy, light, and information. Come back and rejoin the world as the new you, which is and has always been the eternal you. And when you're ready, gently allow your eyes to open and welcome to the reconnective healing experience. Welcome home. So in a few minutes, we'll be joined by our life leaders to share and discuss. I want to remind you of a few things first. Jillian will open the year 2021 for our life, how do I call it? I wanted to say life leaders. For our live and learn. Boy, this fire really threw something to my brain, didn't it? Jillian will open the Live and Learn in 2021 with a theme often used at the beginning of the year. Some of the themes are New Year, a new you. She will have a very special guest with her for that. And she will carry the reconnective healing experience forward, exploring purpose, exploring passion, and living in simultaneity. The knowingness of before, beyond, and living fully the experience of each of us as energy, light, and information. So we hope you enjoyed this, say today's topic, and this questioning and exploring meditation, and that you allow what's come to you and what you've experienced during this time to continue with you throughout your day and throughout the holidays. We look forward to seeing you soon. Cecilia, would you like to introduce the life leaders?
Yes, I would. I would also, if I may, I
You
was
may, and I
I
don't
was
even know what it is, but you may.
I was observing all these beautiful faces in the room during the meditation, and there was one person who caught my attention immediately as you were asking, what about me do I not want my clients to know? And in that instant, there was a burst of laughter that came from Ms. Barbara Solomon. And I'm wondering if you would want to share what you experienced.
Shall I do it now or once we
Yes.
get into this?
Yes.
Okay, this is totally revealing, everybody, but I'm trusting you all. What came to me was that I pick my nose at night when I lay in bed and then just kind of sprinkle them over the side of the bed, which I always vacuum up when I vacuum. So there it is.
Well, and that makes my point about who would you be if you didn't have to maintain an image? And now we know, just oddly enough, you have managed to replace an image with another image that I don't know whether or not I really want to have, but thank you for sharing.
But on that note, thank you so much, Barbara. Barbara Solomon
I
is one of
love
our
you,
life
Barbara. That was just
leaders.
so beautiful.
I'm going to put her in spotlight right now. And then we also have two other life leaders that are joining her today. There is Justin Victor and there is Alfredo Nieto, but I've lost Alfredo. There you are. Hold on. There you are. Hold on. We're going to add him. Alfredo Nieto is just newly added to our life leader team. And this is his first opportunity to share in the Live and Learn. So welcome all of you.
Yes, and welcome, Alfredo. Glad you're here with us today. Okay, well, I got to talk already, so why don't one of you guys get started with us?
It's an amazing conversation. I love the meditation, the introspection, the protections. Wow, because this year with so much chaos going on, we see something that we're protecting ourselves from. So I still believe it's an illusion to an extent, but man, it's so here, it's so physical. And then that's why I think with this new year coming up, there should be a really profound transformation in vibration and consciousness as we really move towards a brighter future. We are all on this planet as one organism. We are all the cells of this planet, like the 50 trillion cells that are in us. We're getting a message, and we're going to get booted off the planet if we don't maybe make some adjustments here. What do you think, Alfredo?
Thank you. I am very happy to be here with you all. This is my first time I can share. I really enjoyed today's topic because I feel this is the essence of spiritual evolution, of enlightenment. And I am very much interested in this, revealing ourselves, the good and the bad, you know, the truth and the untruth. And yes, Barbara, please.
Oh, I thought you were finished. Go ahead if you're not.
Yes, please. I'm finished now.
Okay. Yeah, I love the meditation too. And I find that I try to work with and play with the frequencies. And here comes my kitty who loves them on a very regular basis, because it does take us to that place beyond, and helps us to realize it's safe to give up some of those masks that we wear. And I know that at the end, when Dr. Eric was saying, well, how do you feel, not having to, I can't even remember the exact words, but I think you know what I'm talking about, not have to, totally revealing yourself. I mean, I felt kind of like a diamond is shining, and I felt very loose and swirly. And it's like, yeah, I like this. This is kind of what I'm going to carry with me. And I find that I am in that space more often than not, more often than I used to be, especially. I don't know. What about you guys? What's
The
more
diamond,
takeaways?
the crystals, fantastic analogy. I'm sure you guys are sick of hearing this, but in geology, when you're growing, the largest diamonds, they grow under the most time during the crystallization process. It's this process, which is why I'm not really beating on anyone here, but I hate not the concept, but the execution of New Year's resolutions. And let me just briefly explain this, because when I want to make a radical change in something, I don't want to wait 200, 300, 2 hours to make that change. I want to do it right now. I know it's important. I know I need it. And I know that it's going to uplift my vibration. Why should I wait for a certain time? So it really resonated with me when it came to hiding ourselves, because I still do that a lot with vulnerability issues, troubles receiving, and all those aspects of the self, and then going into the infinite, or at least skirting around it. I'd like to say I can enter the infinite, but the comprehension we have here, I feel it's too limiting to really even go that far. But how I access my wisdom and answers now is transcending that vulnerability, right? Because if you're hiding yourself and you are projecting into this space as an essence from where we come from, the source, however you want to define it, how are we going to get in touch with those answers and the wisdom that are meant for and are of us if we're protecting ourselves? I mean, can you guys think of any way around this?
Yes, I feel these are the times where we are becoming more aware of what we have inside, because usually the society teaches us to focus on the external and to show our image to the world, and we forget what we have inside. So since long time, I have been discovering that inside myself, yes, I have an ego, but I also have consciousness and qualities of the divine. So this process of revealing, it starts with within myself to myself, and then I can reveal my truth to the world, not pretending, but just being more authentical.
Yes, I totally agree with that. And I find that the more I am able to be in touch with my true feelings and understand them, not what I think somebody expects from me, but what I am really experiencing and feeling, and then sharing that with them, helps me to be more authentic. And as some of you may know, I've been married 4 times, and my fourth husband is like the best. And I got together with him after I got involved with reconnective healing and did a lot of my own healing. And I decided early on, this is who I am. If he doesn't really care for it, that's his problem. And he did. He loved it. And he was very supportive. But I almost, I mean, like constantly, I try to touch in to what is my truth, what really means, what's authentic to me, and how can I share that with others in a gentle way. Sometimes you have to be, you know, uh, careful, but that's, I think that's really a lot of it, is being in touch with ourselves and not fearing what we think others may not like. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. I mean, I think the feelings and the ego have value. For me, the ego, the thoughts, the mind, the brain, the the sensations of being here, they're gifts. They're how we navigate this space. Just like the laws that were set in place when everything, I'm careful how I'm wording this, came to be, how we came into this space. But I see them more as indicator lights. So if my feelings are off, there's a shift in something, my environment, how I feel, how I'm interacting with people, how I'm not interacting with people, because that's huge. And so whenever I have those imbalances, feelings, with sad, depressed, whatever it is, come and go, there's going to be a situation I'm reevaluating, not analytically, but a little bit more introspection when it comes to, okay, what am I not addressing, what am I addressing, what needs to be balanced here. Because since I've been doing this since I came back to this healing, I carry around a meditative state with me every day, like something I can put in my pocket, but I don't have to worry about it falling out. It's always there. And so when I do that, I can have that just to fall back onto if I need to. And if something tries to pull me out of it, I have to think, or rather feel, that's the indicator lights coming on. I get in touch with them, and then I have to really evaluate, okay, what am I not doing or doing, thinking, not doing, being or not being here? Because people have told me you have to shift from doing to being. And as someone who's hyperactive, who hates to rest, who loves to move, that's been huge for me. How do you relate to this, Alfredo?
Yes, in my own experience, as I have gone deeper and deeper inside myself, I have discovered that there are many layers. And I have a very beautiful example of a revelation that has happened for me in my life, where, you know, before I used to be part of Indian processes of spirituality, and I used to travel to India and belong to some gurus and things like that. And then I had a revelation in an ayahuasca ceremony that the divine or the spirit told from within myself, told me that it was time to drop that path and that I was going to receive so many insights. And since then, you know, I like to speak publicly about spirituality, and I also like to write, but I don't know, almost every time I don't know what I will say, but I just hear myself saying it and writing it, and it is like my higher self revealing itself to me, because I am becoming one with the message I am receiving from within. So I think most channelers, you know, uh, do this, uh, probably, you know, more deeply, you know, like cryon or things like that. But I am experiencing this in my everyday life also.
And doesn't that feel wonderful? It is just so joyful to be able to tap into that. And I find that the more I get involved and play in the reconstructive healing frequencies, the easier it is to do that, to connect and find that joy and that wonder and the knowingness. And yeah, it's I, Justin, it sounds like you
Yeah.
struggle a little bit sometimes with that, but it sounds like you're able to still connect. What?
Every day. And you know what? I was thinking about this. Fantastic conversation we're having, new year, but what are we going to do? You know what we have to do in some ways, but how do we get there? Because you know what? It's a sequence of small steps. Like I mentioned, it's that process. So how can we shift to this new year, right? New cycle we're in, whatever it is, how we're viewing it. Don't necessarily need to attach time to it, because space and time with this practice, whatever, who cares? It doesn't matter. The point is, we have to figure out how we're going to move forward or in any direction that we need to go. And so how I think the best way to do this, at least for me, is just connecting with people. We are distancing, but we are never disconnected. Okay, as soon as we disconnect, that's when the feelings, those warning lights come on. We need to address something. Doesn't matter who you are, we're all energetically connected, and we always will be. And when we strain, when we pull, that's when the tension comes up and it manifests itself in the space just like that. And so that's why we have to address those imbalances before they manifest, and then we have to really dig deep, painfully often, to address them. That's how I'm going to go about this new year, and however I'm addressing anything in my existence.
Okay. Well, it seems like we've almost run out of time, so I'll just say goodbye to everybody. Alfredo, you guys want to give a little quick wrap up? And
Thank
thanks
you.
everybody for being with us.
Yes, and through the frequencies, as we receive the frequencies in our everyday lives, the universe reveals what is our highest destiny, and we enter it. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Thanks you guys
all
for joining me.
fantastic year and time, space, wherever you are, moving forward, wherever you need to be.
And happy holidays to everybody. Bye-bye.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you so much to all of our life leaders, to Eric and Jillian, and wishing them all the best in moving forward with their current situation, knowing that all is well and we are all being taken care of. I thank you all. I'm just going to bring everybody into my view. Go to gallery view, everybody. There we go. Just get everybody in view right now. I'm just removing spotlights. Did I add you or remove you? There you go. I think, there we go. 1 second. Perfect. So get everybody into gallery view, everybody. Just be present with each other. I believe Eric and Jillian have left the building. They are now, oh, they're still here. They're still here. But we just want to wish you all the safest, happiest holidays. Know that we are here. We love you all dearly. You are our community. You are our family. And we so adore the opportunities to get together every single time we do. If you remember, we are not going to have our Live and Learn next week. We are going to give everyone that week off. We are still planning to be in yoga. So those who are joining us for yoga, we still have yoga this Saturday and next Saturday. So we will be there. But for the moment, I just want to give you all a beautiful embrace and love and joy, always, in every moment. So thank you, everyone, and have a beautiful time.
Bye-bye. Thanks, Cecilia. Thanks,
Love you.
everybody. Alfredo, you did great.
Everybody.
Oh, thank
It
you.
was your first time. We didn't even notice it was your first time. It was
Nah, you
beautiful.
did good.
I'm glad it was with you guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Come off mic.
You were beautiful, all of you. You were absolutely magnificent. Justin, you rocked my world. Barbara, okay, you get the goldest, biggest platinum star ever. Your transparency and truth and relaxed you. I just wanted to I wanted to kiss you. Kiss you. It was incredible. And I loved that incredible, beautiful, quick share at the end of the meditation. That was so courageous. And you know what it was? It was a simple truth. It was the kind of truth that people hide from their whole lives. And yet the simplicity of it was so approachable. I was like, okay, somebody's going to come up with some whole deep hidden, they love, sleeping with whatever. I couldn't even believe it. And Alfredo, welcome. You were so adorable and beloved. And you know what? I just think that it is a real gift for us to have someone who has traveled with your background into this moment, and you're exploring how and in what way, the reconnective healing experience may be and has always been that portal. including your ayahuasca, including your background with addiction, yet there is just a simple awareness here. And we're just so grateful that you get to share it from your perspective. So I loved it. I'm passing to Eric.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was wonderful. Barbara, do you dip those in chocolate?
I don't do it every night. It's just when it's dried up in there, it goes over the side of the bed.
Do you remember? I mean, Barbara, you might. Not everyone will, but do you remember that old TV show, The Rifleman? Did you ever see it?
I never saw it, but I remember hearing about it.
Well, it was The Rifleman, and the I don't know if it was the actor's name or the character's name was Lucas McCain. So the joke used to be, "What's green and fires a rifle?" It was Mucus McCain. So anyway, you just brought me all the way back. But that was so wonderful. It just totally caught me off.
It was amazing. Cecilia, can I just say something to you very deeply and personally? And you guys are on, so you can just, if you want, listen. And I want you to know that you held us so timelessly and with love itself in such a way that we could not recapitulate this day. There would be no way for us to recapitulate this day. But what did happen was that in the receiving, which was there from moment one when we couldn't even get onto the Solomon Speaks call, to the moment where we entered into the Solomon Speaks to reveal what was happening in that exceedingly epic and scary moment. And all I knew was that I was dissolved into your complete and total space of nothingness, no otherness. And I just, you are just such a gift to us. And we love you so very much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. You carry this community in a way that is profound. And I know each person who comes in and out exchanges with you, but you need to know the extraordinary I am presence that you are. You are energy, light, and information on so many different exits and entrances for all of us. So anyway, I'm going to start crying.
Let me reiterate that I definitely, I feel the same way. I don't have different words to use, but I want you to know that this is both of us.
I love you both so much. I
And
love
we
all
love
of you, the whole community, and we couldn't do it without each other. So I felt everyone's support and presence, and thank you. I'm so glad that you're safe, and I'm looking forward to hearing good news about the recovery of it. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Love you.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you. Thank you.
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.